What's going on, everybody? It's Ashton, your coach of the Winnipeg Jet Punches, and today I'm excited to bring you back yet another Pokemon Draft League content video. This time it is the second week of PWC Season 11, and we're going to be facing the admin of this division. It is, of course, Shadow Gallade, coach of the Carolina Toro Seals. And yeah, just before I get into the battle and any kind of like spoiler warning I'm going to provide here, I'm going to let you know now. We did end up losing our week 1 battle pretty handily against Final Gambit Ninja, and be sure to go watch that battle if you haven't already, because it was a pretty good battle, a very good showcasing of my opponent's ability to show off his both prep and battle style. I really feel like the team that Final Gambit Ninja did draft complements his playstyle very well, and especially given how he was a very notable and prominent threat last season. I feel like he's going to do very, very well this season. Actually, at the time of this recording, I do believe he has cemented his second win of the regular season. So, yeah, good run for him. I think he's going to do really, really well this regular season, and we're going to see if we can't bounce back after a bit of a tough week 1 loss against him. So, yeah, to give you guys an idea of what my opponent, Shadow Gallade, has access to, my opponent has access to Signature Pikachu as his TERA captain. And I'm very hyped by this pick, mostly because it is very annoying for my team. But also because I don't think anybody was really expecting anybody to draft much lower than like the, 5 or 4 point tier at the very lowest. And I'm pretty sure Pikachu's like tier 3. If I'm not mistaken, I'll have to double check on that. But yeah, it was a very hype pick, and honestly, it's not a bad TERA captain given what it can do with the coverage that having TERA Blast gains. Offensively, I think it's just a very prominent Pokemon, and if you're not prepped for it, I think you're gonna have a tough time. So, needless to say, I'm not too prepped for it. I'm not too comfortable with a matchup against it, but we're gonna see if we can't make some stuff work. All right. To kick things off, he decided to draft Dragapult following his Pikachu signature choice, and I believe he might have been the first I think he might have been the first pick of the second round of the draft, so I think that's how he was able to get Dragapult there. Then he follows that up by drafting Greninja, followed by Iron Moth, and then Skarmory, Sylveon, Conkeldurr, Snorlax, Shaman, Glaceon, and Eevee. So I think he just wanted to establish that he had a very good, strong. I think he had a very strong, game plan with his first 7 or 8 picks on his draft, including his signature. But I don't know. There's Pokemon on his team that I feel like will definitely come more prominently than others, and I'm not saying that as a negative thing. I just find that certain drafts might seem a little bit more top heavy than others, and I think just given that the last 2 Pokemon might not necessarily be as viable, they might not be as heavily used as some other Pokemon on my opponent's draft. So needless to say, I'm not looking at Glaceon and Eevee as Pokemon that are very threatening overall. Given everything else on my opponent's draft, he's got a lot of threatening Pokemon outside of those 2. So, not to say that they're not going to come, but my focus is more oriented on the other Pokemon on my opponent's draft. So, just gonna throw that out there too. So to kick things off, I decided I'm gonna switch it up this week and do Quick Feet Jolteon rather than go for a Volt Absorb Jolteon that you might have saw last week. It was Terra Fairy as well. It was kind of built to counter that Raging Bolt that I was very fearful might come. But this week we're going to bring a Quick Feet Jolteon, as my opponent has a lot of ways to establish speed control versus my draft, and I wanted to make sure that I had a very strong means of excuse me, making it so that my opponent really had to be careful how he let this thing come in, because I feel like once I get the Quick Feet boost, I don't worry about much in terms of speed. The only thing that can outspeed me is a Scarf Dragapult, which is pretty nice. Of Of course, anything that might be able to get like a boosting move like a Gallade, of course, would be the other options. But yeah, the only thing that can stop this thing in terms of speed are like priority moves and Scarf users, and the only Scarf user, of course, being Dragapult that can actually outspeed Jolteon, that would be the only one. So TERA Fairy is going to be kind of useful for helping in the sense, or helping deal with the things that can out-prioritize or outspeed Jolteon. That includes Greninja with Water Shuriken, Dragapult, of course, with Scarf, and Conkeldur's Mach Punch. I think those are the three more prominent threats there. I have to note this. Pikachu is a big thorn in my side because my opponent doesn't have any ground immunities other than Pikachu. Yeah, Volt Absorb is a bit annoying. Or Lightning Rod. It's Lightning Rod that it gets. Yeah, that's right. Lightning Rod. So I think that's what's going to make Pikachu very annoying. I will say, TERA Fairy Alluring Voice has a very strong chance of OHKOing a non-Eviolite Pikachu if it's fully offensive. I believe it's like a 87% chance to OHKO. Like it does a minimum of 95% if he's no bulk. So I'm gonna kind of bank on that a little bit. Yeah, we're gonna see how this set is able to offensively thwart my opponent and hopefully get some free Volt Switches off once Pikachu's gone. And then we have a Choice Scarf Rillaboom. So Rillaboom's going to be making its debut this season as a Choice Scarf user. I wanted to establish, like I said, speed control. As you're going to see a lot of methods of that on my team this week, I'm kind of opted for more of a hyper offensive build this week. So yeah, Choice Scarf Rillaboom is going to be one of those options. And of course, having a Jolly Speed allowing me to outspeed a modest Dragapult, I believe. I think that's right. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, so I was debating whether or not I wanted to bring Grassy Glide as my last move over High Horsepower, but I really wanted to just have that emergency option in case something like a Fiery Dance Volcarona started getting out of hand. Yeah, I just want to have that extra option to be able to stop something like that. And I felt like High Horsepower on this was one option that I felt like once certain team members were gone / whittled, I could really click more often, if that makes sense. Like, I'm not expecting, for example, Shaman to it's definitely like a 6th mon option, but it's either between that or, you know, like Snorlax or something like that, or Conkeldurr. Conkeldurr's got a very good matchup into me as well, so I'm very worried about that Pokemon. Hence the TERA Fairy Jolteon. But yeah, High Horsepower Rillaboom is going to be able to allow me to check some things that might otherwise check me, and the Scarf is going to ensure that I can outspeed a lot of Pokemon on my opponent's draft outside of a potential Scarf Dragapult, and other Scarf users as well. And you have a big keeping the slew of damage with things like Wood Hammer and stuff like that. I also want to make sure I had enough utility on my team to ensure that I was not getting caught in like the pivot storm that my opponent has access to on his draft. Like he's got like U-turn, Volt Switch, Baton Pass. He's got a lot of options on a lot of different team members to be able to dance around my team. So that's something I really want to establish, is having multiple switch-ins and methods of pivoting against my opponent. But yeah, this Pokemon should do a lot of work here. And then we have a Grassy Seed Hawlucha. Hawlucha also being another Pokemon that I haven't used this season. Of course, it only being week 2. There's, of course, 5 Pokemon that I hadn't used up until this point. But yeah, we're going to be running a Dual Stab, Sword Stance on Burden Sweeping Hawlucha. Pretty standard pairing with Rillaboom, but yeah, just looking at my opponent's team, once certain things defensively are weakened, this thing just kind of goes in. Specifically, the things that I'm looking for damage being dealt on are the Skarmory and the Sylveon, because, to be honest, those are kind of the only things stopping this thing from winning. I don't see a whole lot that my opponent can do once this thing gets set up. Like Mach Punch from a Flame Orb Guts Adamant Conkeldurr is doing less than 50 to this Pokemon given the HP investment I have. And then it's all a mind game of, or it's all a big if of as to whether or not he has priority options to anything else. Like quick attack, pixelate Sylveon is definitely something I could see coming versus me. Just given that I'm, you know, able to kind of match his speed control a bit, just having as many priority options as he can might be a benefit to him. But yeah, there's not a whole lot that can stop this thing once Skarmory and Sylveon are weakened / gone. So yeah, I'm kind of excited to see how much work I'm able to do with Holucha in the late game. And now we're going to be featuring a Assault Vest Slowking Gallade, of course. What this Pokemon allows for me is it allows me to switch into a lot of the naturally specially offensive Pokemon that might have otherwise given me some trouble. Mainly what I was looking at for this Pokemon is to be a pretty safe switch into the Iron Moth, because I didn't really have a whole lot of options to switch into that Pokemon, depending on what his coverage was. I could definitely see Energy Ball coming, for example, so I didn't really have a safe switch in with like a bulky water. So I thought that this might have been the best option for me, and honestly, looking into what damage I can do with this Pokemon too, Future Sight's doing a lot to my opponent. Sludge Wave, given that I can live 2 Life Orb Timid Dark Pulses from a Greninja, is doing a lot to my opponent. Like, this Pokemon threatens out so much with the offensive investment. It's pretty crazy. Fire Blast will also ensure that I'm able to 2-shot a Spadef Skarmory, which is pretty nice. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if Slowking can provide that much needed chip damage for other key members of my team. Important to note, if he's Spadef Sylveon, this is not to KO it. I just want to, you know, have an option to do a crap ton of damage, kind of force the wish. Because if I can condition my opponent to go for moves that I am very easily able to predict, then I feel like this battle will be, or this matchup will be a bit easier for me. I still think the matchup's not in my favor, but yeah, I'm building in a way that kind of forces my opponent to, you know, show his hand in certain situations. That's the goal. So yeah, that's kind of the goal with this Slowking here. And then we're gonna bring our another team member that we have yet to bring here. So we have 4 team members out of the 6 that we are going to be showcasing for the first time. So the only thing I think on our draft that we have yet to showcase so far is going to be the Beartic. So Beartic will have his time, guys, don't worry. But yeah, White Herb, Shell Smash, Blastoise is going to make an appearance. Kind of the same mindset with this Pokemon as the Holucha bring here. This Pokemon does really well when certain opposing team members are weakened. Sylveon's a big one, of course, again. I don't 2-shot that thing if it's Spadef with Flash Cannon, unless it is got some previous chip damage. Spadef Skarmory might get 2-shot by Surf, given that I'm honest. I'll have to look back at that. I don't know all the calcs off the top of my head, but I felt safe bringing Surf over Hydro Pump because I knew that I didn't need the damage on anything besides the Snorlax, and I don't know if Snorlax comes or if it's a huge threat to me. It's obviously a threatening Pokemon, but yeah, I felt once I Shell Smash, everything outside of Snorlax gets blown away by the coverage moves that I have in this Pokemon. Assuming Sylveon's either not specially defensive or has some chip damage. So yeah, hoping for Blastoise to also make some waves in its debut this season. And fine, we're going to cap it off with our final speed control option here. It's kind of speed control is the name of the game this week, is Goldengo. Please ignore the TERA type. It was definitely not meant to happen. But yeah, Goldengo is going to be our Choice Scarf user this week. With the combination of moves, I'm able to hit everything at least neutrally. Wanted to have a little bit more power against the Iron Moth, just in case it was a more bulkier set, so I opted to bring Power Gem as a coverage move for that. I was fine with just the Shadow Ball, but I didn't also really know what else to bring on this Pokemon. I could have maybe swapped it for like Recover Thunder Wave. Were definitely 2 options I was like mulling over in my head for the set, but I'm very happy with how the set is, laid out for me, because it does a lot of damage. Honestly, Goldango on paper might not look too good in this matchup, but with this Choice Scarf, I'm able to outspeed I believe this allows me to outspeed the Dragapult that I wanted to outspeed, and yeah, I feel like it'll catch some Pokemon off guard. I don't know if yeah, I don't know if this Pokemon will be a defensive switch into anything, but I don't think he'll expect it to be Scarf. I honestly don't think he'll expect it, period, but I really wanted to, just kind of limit Sylveon to the best of my ability, and I feel like this Pokemon allows me to do that in an offensive way. So I'm excited to see how well our first, real pick of the draft goes. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Very excited to see how some of our team members do this season, and see if we can't bounce back from our week 1 battle with the week 2 win. So yeah, without further ado, make sure to tune into our battle shortly, because it's should soon happen here. All right, see you there. All right, and it looks like we are here. We're just gonna jump right into it because I believe my opponent is ready. I'm just gonna quickly get my capture card going so I can hear the in-game audio. Didn't quite get to the music I wanted, but it's all right. That's what happens. Okay, so he does bring the hat for the Pikachu. That's always good. He didn't bring Sylveon, which is kind of nice, actually. And no Snorlax is good. Okay, so part of me wants to lead Rillaboom here. I don't mind that lead because I feel like I can just get a free U-turn. Yeah, it's kind of tough. I think I'm going to lead Rillaboom. My other lead thought was Jolteon, but I think I'm happier with this. Yeah, good luck up onto Shadow. What's the tour name? Shoot, I forget what it's called now. The Worn Out tour continues. I think that's the... It's not the right word. I know it's not, but it's okay. The Burnt Out tour. The Burnt Out tour continues. All right, here we go. Yeah, hopefully we can bounce back this week, but I understand if we lose. Okay, so Dragapult's the lead. I feel like knockoff's just the play here, right? Nothing really wrong with going for a knock. I feel like that's my play 100% of the time. Yep, nice. Boots Dragapult, okay. He's Wisp and he misses, that's fine. I think here what we're going to do is we're going to switch into Jolteon expecting the Skarmory switch. It's going to be aggressive this week. Just going to Skarmory. That's fine. Now, it could come Mind here, is the thing. Yeah, like, I could Calm Mind. I don't mind that, actually. I'll Calm Mind here. Probably goes into Pikachu here. Goes back into Dragapult. Curious. I know this isn't Scarf, so I'm just going to go for the Alluring Voice. Forgot I have to make a note of... Okay, so Dragon Bolt's gone super early, which is pretty cool. JOLTEON kills Pult. Not a bad start here. We also had a good start last week, and you saw how that battle went, so I'm not going to get too ahead of myself here. I'm at +1. Nice conk. I feel like I just TERA and Alluring Voice this, right? Yeah. Going kind of fast here, but you know, see if it bites us in the butt. Might be AV. No, oh, that's probably AV. He's Earthquake. I do definitely live a... I definitely live a Mach Punch from this range. Is he got... No, he's absolutely Assault Vest. Yeah, he's absolutely Assault Vest. Okay, cool. Yeah, Mach Punch comes out. So Conk and Dragapult are both gone. That's pretty huge, because I was very worried about both of those. See what he opts to do to... I feel like he has to go Pikachu at some point, right? If he goes Greninja here, it's Water Shuriken. Blast Burn, that's Iron Moth, right? Oh, that's his Greninja. Okay, so Water Shuriken's probably the play. Do I want to go into my Rillaboom? I do believe I live in Ice Beam. Let's just double check that. Greninja. Ice Beam does a chunk if he's Life Orb. But I kill him. Like, if he doesn't Water Shuriken here, yeah, like, he has to Water Shuriken, right? Yeah, he has to Water Shuriken here, right? So I think the play is just to go into my Rillaboom and U-turn. Yeah, Water Shuriken was the play. It's fine. Yeah, I feel like here I want to U-turn. He is Life Orb, so yeah, I'm gonna U-turn on this. Yeah, just switch. So we get switch initiative here. It's a Rocky Helmet. It is. Okay, good to know. Skarm is in. Part of me kind of wants to go Slowking on this. Kind of tricky. I will go into Slowking. Yeah, we have Dragapult Conk dead. I think really wants to switch in here, right? Let's play this carefully. Just switch. I could have future sighted, but you know, it's okay. If this connects, this should do some damage. It doesn't connect, that's fine. little bit unfortunate there, but we know it's Life Orb and that we can take one. So part of me wants to Sludge Wave. Yeah, part of me wants a Sludge Wave here. Just go for the damage. Oh, he switched. Okay. That's interesting. It's really interesting. Still, it's almost half, which is pretty insane. I think here... Could I not just Psychic Noise? Yeah, I think I can Psychic Noise knowing full well that he can't switch his type again. Yeah, I live that. He doesn't flinch us this time like he did in the last season with his Darkrai. Of course, I had to, you know, train my Pokemon to know better than to flinch. This definitely isn't over. He has some threatening Pokemon still. The rat's in. Now, do I want to respect this or just attack it? Like, I think I want to just attack this, right? Just go for the attack right away. Yeah, so I'll go for the Sludge Wave here. Let's see what Terra type he is. I was thinking Ground might be a Terra type that he could use, but we'll see here. Ghost, okay. Interesting. We eat that, so we know it's special, Terra Blast. There's a lot. Yeah, so he's fully offensive. Okay, so do we not just sack here? And then go into our Rillaboom? I feel like is the play. It's not a bad play, right? Or I could... I could probably... Yeah, I think I sack here. I definitely sack here. Yeah, that's fine. So Pikachu kills our Greninja. Or Slowking, excuse me. It's fine. So here, what stops us from going into... I should live a Terra Blast, right? Pikachu. Say he's... Modest. Yeah, I think I live that. So yeah, I go into Rillaboom here. Could go for the knockoff. Get rid of that pesky Rocky Helmet. He's just gonna give me the Pikachu, that's fine. So Rillaboom kills Pikachu. Light Ball. Yeah, I was just debating whether or not he was Scarf. And I didn't know off the top of my head if Pikachu got any priority moves, so I felt like this was the best air balloon, okay. Knock this off, I think. Queen's gone. Does he just kill me here? Yes, he does. Okay. So here, Goldengo is Scarf. How much is Goldengo doing to Skarm is the question. Let me just look at Arm off first. So Power Gem should kill this. I believe. So go for the Power Gem here. Hopefully he just doesn't expect you to be Scarf. Yeah. Is that going to be death? Yes, cool. So Goldengo kills the Iron Moth, and I think that's just a Jolteon clean. Yeah, I really like the, I more so liked the, let me see, I more so like the, what's the word? I like the hyper offensive look that this team had this week. I mean, it's definitely not over, but it's looking okay. I think I'm gonna figure out what this is, because if he whirlwinds, I'm gonna be kind of sad. Okay, so he's not Spadef, I don't think. I'm gonna Shell Smash protecting the Roost. Brave Birds, okay. He's just showing off his set. He used 3 attacks, that's kind of interesting. Okay. Pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's GG. We definitely bounced back, I'd say. I'm pretty happy with that. One of the top, threats in the division's gonna fall to us this week. I'm very happy with this. If you can't tell by my voice, but yeah. Thank you all so much for watching, and well played to ShadowGallade. Hopefully to see him in playoffs in the future. But as always, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you for the next week. All right, bye bye.